Hello viewers, welcome to the digital class of Udayanath Autonomous College of Science and Technology. So today's class will be all about the operations of array. That means how to find out the factorial of each element of an array. So as we have discussed in our array chapter that there are three types of array, that is one dimensional array, two dimensional array and three dimensional or multi-dimensional array. So we have three types of arrays. So how to operate on different types of array will be included in today's video. So in today's video we will be discussing what are the arithmetical operations or how to calculate the factorial or factor of a number or each element of a array. So we will be operating on each type of array in today's video. Now we will find out how to calculate the factorial of each element of a 1D array. That means we have already known how to access the 1D array. So now we will be entering some elements into an 1D array and then we will find out or calculate the factorial of each element of an 1D array. So let's start the program. So our program starts with #include stdio.h, which is the general syntax of writing a program. Then comes our void main. Then we have to take a array. Let's say I have taken int n of 5. That means 5 number of elements in an array. And let's see how many other variables are required during the processing of the program. So we will write it down afterwards. Now we have to enter. So we have to enter means I have already told you that to enter a number or to access the elements of the array we need a loop. So let's say I will take r equal to 0 because the index of array starts from 0. Then r less than 5, then r plus plus. Then I have to input the number or we have to enter the numbers or elements into the array from the user. So enter a number, then scanf %d ampersand n of r. So here r equal to 0 means the index will start from 0. It is less than 5 because it will move from 0 to 4 and it will be incremented by 1 and 1. Similarly, this loop is responsible for entering the data from the user. Now we will take another loop to access each element and then we will have the factorial program inside that loop. So to access, now we will take another for loop to calculate the or to access the each element of the array and we will calculate the factorial of each element. So let's say r equal to 0, r less than 5, r plus plus. Here I have to calculate the factorial. So I have taken f equal to 1 because every time I will be calculating the factorial, if I will not initialize f equal to 1 inside this loop, then the last factorial value will be again calculated or it will be incremented with the f value. So that's why f equal to 1, that means I have initialized f with 1 so that the each factorial of a number will be included. So now we will be moving while a less than equal to n of r, where a will be initialized by 1. That means I will be moving from 1 to that number and we will be calculating f equal to f into a. That means calculating the value of a and a will be moved from 1 to that particular number. Then a will be incremented by 1, a equal to a plus 1. So after this loop we will print the value of factorial. That means printf \n factorial of %d equal to %d, that is n of r comma f. Then the for loop will be ended over here, then finally the void main. So whatever variables we have used in this program, I will write it down. So I have used r, so I have written r, so I have written f and a. So these are the variables which I have used in the program. So I have declared all the variables now. Now let's take an example. So I have to store, or I have to take the values of each element. That means I have to enter the numbers into an array. So I have taken an array of 5 indexes. That means n will be initialized, or it will have array of 5 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So index will start from 0. So let's say I have entered the number. So this loop will continue for 5 times from 0 to 4. So this loop will continue for 5 times and it will enter the elements into the array. So let's say I have entered 3, I have entered here 4, 61, 5, 10. Let's say I have entered all these numbers. Now we will be moving to this area. That means we will be calculating the factorial of each element of the array in this loop. So the for loop is actually responsible for extracting each element from the array, and this while loop is responsible for calculating factorial of each element of the array. So this loop will continue to calculate the factorial, and this loop will continue to extract the elements. Now we will take the rough work of it. So let's take an example. Let's say r equal to 0. So r is less than 5. Yes, true. It will enter over here. Now f equal to 1 and a is equal to 1. So the definition of factorial says that suppose I have entered 4, the factorial of 4 is 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So we can take any of the two values. That means I can move from 4 to 1, or I can move from 1 to 4. The value will be same. So here I have declared a equal to 1 means it will be moved from 1 to the entered number. So let's say a is less than equal to n of r. So n of r means n of 0. So n of 0 is 3. So first we will calculating the factorial of 3. So let's see whether it is working or not. So here the value is, let's say, 3. So a is 1. 1 is less than equal to 3. Yes, true. It will enter over here. F into a. 1 into 1. How much? 1. It will be stored in f. Then a equal to a plus 1. Now the a value is incremented to 2. So when it will come to this curly bracket, it will be moved to this condition. Now the a value is 2. So 2 is less than 3. Yes, true. It will enter over here. F into a. 1 into 2, 2. So it will be stored in f. Then again a equal to a plus 1. So a value will be incremented by 1, that is 3. So again it will be redirected to the condition. So 3 is less than equal to 3. Yes, true. It will enter over here. F into a. 2 into 3, 6. So 6 will be stored in f. A equal to a plus 1. So a will be incremented to 4. So again when it will come over here, it will check. So 4 is less than equal to 3. The condition will return false. Then it will come over here. Now it will print factorial of. So I have given the message. So it will print the message factorial of. So in place of format specifier, that is %d, it will print the value of n of r. N of r means n of 0. So n of 0 is 3. So 3 means it will be printed over here. So factorial of 3 equal to %d. So in place of %d, it will print the value of f. So what is the value of f over here? It is 6. So as we know, the factorial is of 3 is 3 into 2 into 1, that is 6. So we have got the value also 6. So when it will come over here, it will be redirected to this condition. That means r plus plus. Now the value of r will be incremented to 1. So as this loop is responsible for extracting the elements from the array, so when r will become 1, so it will extract the index number 1. That means 4 will come over here. Now you can see again I have initialized f equal to 1 and a equal to 1. That means the value of f will be again 1 and the value of a will be again 1. So if these two things or these two variable will not be there, then the value of a and f will be incremented as per the syntax of the program or as per the flow of the program. So it will be wrong because the factorial and the value of a of the last element will get incremented according to the program. So it is very important to keep the value of f equal to 1 and a equal to 1 inside the for loop, so that when every time a new element will come, the f will be incremented or it will be initialized by 1 and a will be initialized by 1. So in this way it will extract the second digit or second element from the array, it will again calculate the factorial and it will again print the number. So in this way, all the elements of the 1D array will be extracted and it will be calculated, and the factorial of each element will be printed. So this is the program of how to calculate factorial of each element of a 1D array. Now we will be discussing how to calculate the factor of numbers of each element of an 2D array. Now we will discuss how to calculate the factors of each element of a 2 cross 3 array. So previously we have already discussed how to calculate the factorial in case of 1D array. Now we will be discussing of a 2D array. So we will start the program with #include stdio.h, then void main, then I have to take an array. Let's say I have to take an array of 2 rows and 3 columns. So I have taken n of 2, 3. So 2 rows and 3 columns, and rest of the variables we will be writing after the or as per the flow of the program. So first of all I have to access or I have to enter the numbers. Let's say I will write r equal to 0, r less than 2, r plus plus. So r stands for row and c stands for column. So c is less than 3, c plus plus. So this is for calculating the row and this is for calculating each column of a row. Then we will be entering the values. Let's say I will write printf, enter a number, then scanf %d ampersand n of r c. So this loop is actually responsible for entering the values into an array that is 2 cross 3. Now we will be extracting each element from the array and we will be calculating the factors of each element. So again I will write for, let's say r equal to 0, r less than 2, r plus plus. Similarly for c equal to 0, c less than 3, c plus plus. So we have written the structure of the nested for extracting the element from the array. Now we will be calculating the factor of each digit. So to calculate the factor of each digit, as we know that the factor always starts from 1. So it will be moved a less than equal to n of r c. That means, as we know, suppose let's say I have taken a number 8. So what are the factors of 8? So the factors of 8 are 1, 2, 4 and 8. That means any number we are taking, always the factor starts from 1 and it moves up to the same number, and in between those numbers, the numbers which divisible the original number are the factors. So the loop will start from 1 and it will be moved from, or it will be moved to the original number. Now it will check whether if n of rc modulo a equal to 0, then it will print factor of %d is %d, that is factor of n of r c, and the %d, second %d is for a. Now a will be incremented by 1. So the for loop will come to an end and this for loop will come to an end, and finally the void main. So in this way we will be entering the numbers and we will be calculating the factor of each element of an array, that is 2 cross 3 array, and we will be printing the values. So let's take an example. So first of all we have taken the variables like r, c, then a. So these are the variables which we have taken. So let's say we have initialized or we have taken a 2 cross 3 array. That means n will have 2 rows and 3 columns. So we have the index number as row number as 0 and 1 and the column number as 0, 1 and 2. So this loop is actually responsible to access the value or get the input from the user. So let's say I have taken, suppose 6 I have taken, 4, 29, 36, 54, 190 or 1990. So let's say I have stored all the numbers into an 2 cross 3 array. So let's see whether the first element factor is calculated in our program or not. So let's verify it. So I have written r equal to 0. So r will carry the value as 0. So it will check 0 is less than 2. Yes, 0 is less than 2. So it will come over here. So c equal to 0. So c will have the value as 0. It will check over here. 0 is less than 3. Yes, true. It will come over here. A equal to 1. That means a will have the value as 1. It will check over here. A is less than equal to n of rc. R means 0. C has the value 0. That means 0th row and 0th column. So you can see over here 0th row and 0 column we have the element 6. So that means the n of rc contains the value 6. So a is having the value as 1. So it will check 1 is less than equal to 6. Yes, true. It will come over here. 6 is divisible by 1. Yes, true. Because 6 is divisible by 1 and the remainder is 0. So the condition will satisfy. It will come over here and it will print factor of, in place of first percentage d, it will print the value of n of rc. So n of rc value is 6. So it will print factor of 6 is, again in place of percentage d, it will print the value of a. So what is the value of a over here? So value of a is 1. So it will print factor of 6 is 1. So when it will come over here, a will be incremented by 1. That means a will be having the value as 2. So when it will come over here, it will be redirected to this condition. So a is having the value as 2. So 2 is less than equal to 6. Yes, true. It will come over here. 6 is divisible by 2. Yes, true, because the 6 is divisible by 2 and the remainder is 0. So the condition will satisfy. It will come over here. Again it will print factor of 6 is a. So a value is 2. So it will print 2. Similarly, a will be incremented by 1. So the value of a will be 3. So when it will be redirected to the condition, again it will check 3 is less than equal to 6. Yes, true. 6 is divisible by 3. Yes, true. It will enter the block and it will print factor of 6 is 3 because the value of a is 3. Again a will be incremented by 4. It will come over here. It will check 4 is less than equal to 6. Yes, true. It will come over here. It will check the condition 6 is divisible by 4. No, 6 is not divisible by 4. The remainder is something else rather than 0. So it will not enter the block over here. It will come to here a equal to a plus 1. So a will be incremented by 5. So when it will be redirected to this condition, it will check 5 is less than equal to 6. Yes, true. It will come over here. 6 is divisible by 5. No, 6 is not divisible by 5. So it will not come over here. It will come to this increment value. That means a will be incremented by 1 and the value of a becomes 6. So 6 is less than equal to 6. Yes, true. 6 is equal to 6. It will come over here. 6 is divisible by 6. Yes, true. It will come over here. Then it will print factor of 6 is a. So value of a is 6. So again it will come over here. A will be incremented by 1. So the value of a becomes 7. So when it will move to this condition, it will check 7 is less than equal to 6. No, the condition will return false. So it will come out from this block and it will come over here. So this curly bracket will redirect to this condition. That means C value was having 0. C will be incremented by 1. So C value will be 1. It will check 1 is less than equal to 3 or less than 3. Yes, true. It will come over here. A equal to 1. So A will have the value as 1 again. Because now we will get the element that is n of RC. So n of 0 and 1. So what is the value of n of 0, 1? So it will take this value. So we have already calculated the factors of first element. Now it will calculate the factor of this element. And in this way all the factors of the elements of the 2D array will be calculated and it will be printed over here. So this program contains accepting the values from the user into a 2 cross 3 array, and this loop is responsible for extracting each element from the array and calculating the factor of each element of a 2 cross 3 array. So this is all about calculating the factors of each element of a 2 cross 3 array. So I hope you have understood how to calculate or how to extract the elements from a 1D array and 2D array, and how to calculate the factorial of a 1D array and the factors into an 2D array. So in our next video we will be discussing how to accept, or we will be calculating the different criteria or arithmetical calculations of a 3D array. So if you have any doubt, you can comment me on our YouTube channel. Till then, thank you.